ADP is like a rechargeable battery that powers the machinery of the cell. Think about ADP as a partially charged battery. It's not fully charged and it's never fully discharged. Like a partially charged battery, ADP can still store more energy. It has some energy in it, but it can store more energy. In the case of ADP, when this third phosphate group is added to ATP, it stores the energy in the form of a chemical bond. The bond between the second and third phosphate groups holds energy that will be used by the cell. ATP is like a fully charged battery. So ADP is partially charged. ATP is a fully charged battery. It can release energy when the bond between the second and third phosphate groups is broken. So ATP has 3 phosphate groups. When that third phosphate group is removed, then energy is released from this chemical bond. ATP can easily release and store energy by breaking and reforming bonds between phosphate groups. This fact makes it useful, very useful, as a basic energy source for all cells. Here we see ADP. Remember, ADP is like a partially charged battery. Energy is added to ADP, and this third phosphate group is also added to the chemical structure. When that third phosphate group is added and that energy is added to the bond between the phosphate groups, then we end up with ATP, adenosine triphosphate, the fully charged battery. When the cell needs energy, it will remove that phosphate group from ATP, turn it back into ADP, and that energy will be released from that chemical bond between the second and third phosphate groups. In this sense, ATP and ADP act like a rechargeable battery. When it's fully charged, it's ATP, holds a lot of energy. When it's partially charged, it's ADP, has some energy, but more energy can be added to it. Cells aren't born or created with a full supply of ATP. Somehow they have to produce it. We've talked about where living things get their energy from. They get their energy from food. ATP is derived from the food that producers produce and consumers consume. So ATP is made from the food that we consume.